At just about midday on Saturday, members of the National Basketball Federation will go to the polls to elect a new president. Tonight, we bring you the views of the two candidates for the position, beginning with Mario Davis.
Davis has thrown his hat into the ring for the top post of the NBFTT. But what does he bring to the table that the NBFTT needs?
Well, I think I have worked in the sport administration field for over 12 years. I had a lot of experiences in working with different national governing bodies, and those experiences I think led me to come up with the decision of going for president of NBFTT.
He says he and his team are not in the race for the positions up for grabs for self-gain, but for the development of the sport.
You see, it's not really about me as bringing something forward. It's going to be a collective unit trying to take the sport forward. So I have a team behind me, and together we will work to push the sport in a positive direction.
But what does he think is needed to get the sport back on track?
There's been years of just talk, back and forth, and not enough playing on the court. There's a lot of youth that's developing the sport in different academies and whatnot, and I think these guys need the exposure. They need more opportunities to express themselves on the basketball court as well. So I think mostly we need programs in place to develop these athletes along a pathway to what might lead them to national representation.
The American-born Davis says even though there have been questions about his nationality, he has been resident in Trinidad and Tobago since 2005 and believes in the sport's growth.
It's a fact I'm not from Trinidad and Tobago. I moved here in 2005, and ever since I've been here, I've been involved in basketball, right? So I may not be from here, but as for me and my team, basketball is here.
Kent Fuentes, TTT Sports.
Meanwhile, Davis's opponent for presidency of the NBFTT is Claire Mitchell. Ms. Mitchell, confident in her chances of becoming president of the federation, says she believes one of the keys to success for the sport is unity.
Mitchell has been involved in the administration of the sport in other capacities, and you may ask, what value would she add to the role of president?
I would say Claire Mitchell, because of the skill set that I bring to the table in terms of strategic planning, senior management, as we move to rebuild basketball that has been pretty fragmented over the past few years prior to my coming in with my then slate in 2014. It was pretty fragmented. Now we charted a course, we did a strategic plan, etc. That's my strength.
Mitchell believes that to make the sport successful, players must be able to focus on playing and let the administrators manage the affairs off the court.
Basketball was left in the hands of the people who played, the people who ran successful tournaments, the people who ran successful for-profit basketball initiatives. And that is not necessarily the skill set that is needed to be an administrator. An administrator should be a good accountant, a good public speaker, a good marketing person. So I bring all those things to the table.
Adding, the basketball fraternity needs to be united in developing the sport as well.
What is needed is for the fraternity to get together for basketball. For most of us to forget self and have basketball, and more importantly, not just basketball, because you can have basketball, but if basketball is for your own self and your personal income, that could be a conflict of interest. If it's basketball for the federation in terms of how Trinidad and Tobago rolls out basketball, that is what is needed.
Kent Fuentes, TTT Sports.